times you're going to find that there's a lot of volunteers and no kids, so there's going to be very little to do. However, there are options. We have a lot of paperwork. We need things always filed in the computer. We need people to come up with activities for when kids are here. Or you can try to go from the computer lab and see if there's kids that need help or guidance or just supervision on the computers. Either way, as a volunteer, your time is valuable. So if you'd rather leave and go do something else and come back a different day, that's all right too. We just really appreciate your time. Stop.
That's it.
Stop. Just remember, as a volunteer, that sometimes the kids don't get here till 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So even if you get here early, you might just have to wait a little while. Otherwise, we really appreciate your help, and we want you to know that you can make a difference, whether you're a mentor, a tutor, a cook, or just a friend to these kids. So the rest of this video is going to address specific roles as a cook, a mentor, or tutor. If you're interested in watching those, feel free, or if you think one of them will specifically address what you're going to be doing, please do watch. Thanks. This part of the video is for people who decide to serve by cooking. As a cook, there are several things you can do, and have no fear because there will always be another regular volunteer or staff member here to help you and to let you know what to do. Some of the options are when you get here to turn on the stoves. These are the different stoves we have in order to help us cook. You can cut up fruit for kids. We also have vegetables that need to be set out for snacks. And once kids have eaten, you can always wash dishes or organize cabinets. We always have a lot of food in our cabinets that need extra organizing. You can help by cleaning up tables and bringing the kids' dishes to the sink. There are just a few easy things to remember if you're going to cook. First, wash your hands. We have a sink with soap right there. And when serving children, we have to put half a cup of fruit and vegetables on their plate. Even if they say they don't want it, it must go on their plate. Now, every kid doesn't have to eat everything that's on their plate, but I would encourage you to encourage them to fuel their bodies with food that is good for them. That will make them strong, that will give them energy. So even if they don't want to eat their carrots, just ask them to try it. If you're unsure what to serve for the day, we also have a food chart which shows you what each day requires as far as serving breakfast, snack, lunch, and supper. Also remember when washing dishes at the sink that we need to rinse the dishes in bleach water. There's bleach tablets that will help you find and put in the water. That's just for sanitary safety reasons. Also, as a volunteer, please feel free to eat when you're here. The only thing we ask is that you don't eat at the counters, but that you sit with the child and eat with them. Have some good conversation. That's basically it. We just want you to remember that nutrition is our main service here. But it's very important because it brings the kids in so that we can put them into other valuable programs. Tutoring, mentoring, field trips, science, math, all those types of things. So by serving food, we're helping families in a lot of other ways. See, you as an adult can offer kids a unique perspective. You know what it is to be an adult. You've been in adulthood for some time. Kids want to be adults. What do they see in adults? They see authority, they see wisdom, they see freedom. And maybe what they don't see, though, is the responsibility that comes with that. And we as adults, it is our job to guide them into adulthood, to understand that they can have all these things, but responsibility comes along with it. And so one way that we can be a guide is acting as a mentor. And your question might be, well, what is a mentor? And that is a big question. A mentor is a guide, but what a mentor is not is a parent. Parents discipline. Parents are around constantly throughout the child's life, whereas a mentor comes in at a very specific time in a child's life, and they promote growth like a flower. They promote change in the child. And mentors are always positive. The one thing that we need to be with these kids is positive. We need to encourage them when nobody else is encouraging them. And we need to celebrate when they do make a move into adulthood, even if it's a small step. Letting them know, hey, you're closer to being an adult, let's celebrate. And here's some freedom that comes along with the responsibility that you've shown. And the big thing that we need to remember as mentors is consistency. These children need you to be consistent. They need to see you weekly or daily or monthly, whatever it is. They just need to know that you're going to show up when you said you're going to show up. Sometimes their parents or their teachers or whoever doesn't have time for them, but a special mentor at a specific time can care for them and can show them that they're special. As opposed to everybody else, you've picked them out and made them special. And what will that child gain? That child will gain confidence in who they are, confidence in who they can become, confidence in their ability to be responsible. And they gain respect for themselves and respect for others, which is most important. And with our mentoring program at East 7th Street Center, the child might not even know that you're specifically their mentor. They might not understand what that means. But they'll understand that somebody cares about them and comes to see them once a week, once a day, or once a month, and is making a difference. Another thing a mentor does is teach a child the basics of life, values that they haven't run into before, things that they've never thought about how to do and nobody's ever showed them how to do, nor have they necessarily seen somebody model. Some of those things would be like on this slide, how to apply for a job. Why does education matter? Why should I show up at school? The purpose of dating relationships, what dating can lead to. The basic social skills it takes to survive in society, to maintain a job, to have friends, to have a good relationship with your family. How to have a positive self-image and how to keep boosting your self-image. What real leadership is and what real responsibility is. And we have some handouts that you can look at that will help you further understand your role as a mentor. But we also have a quick list of suggestions you could do during mentoring time. For example, use science supplies, read jokes to each other, teach each other to type, play on the computer, have a conversation about anything, read a magic trick book, try magic tricks, play a board game, go outside, jump from a hopscotch, write, illustrate a book together, read a magazine or poem and write a poem and send one into a magazine even. So while the kids at the center might not even be teenagers yet, you're preparing them to be responsible teenagers that are going to use the most of their teenage years to become adults, to be the optimal people that they can be, to reach potential that they might not have seen before. So help us initiate our kids into their teenage years or adulthood so that they don't have to initiate each other. So we ask that you help us initiate our kids into their teenage years and into adulthood so that they don't have to be initiating each other.
Can I go tutoring today? Can we go somewhere together, just you and me? Go somewhere fun, just you and me?
As a part of tutoring, I'm going to show you how to tutor a child in reading. There are two major goals in reading. The first one is fluency, which has to do with the accuracy and speed with which the child reads. And the second is comprehension, which shows what their understanding of what they've read is and what clues they can use to figure out what they've read if they don't understand it. So we're going to show you a few examples of that. Okay, what are we reading? What book is this?
The Boxcar Children.
Okay, let's start reading.
The Mystery on Stage. I'm sorry, Jessie said, look